plaintiff, Courtney Clark, says she's a very giving person and even donated her kidney to her father when he was sick. Courtney claims she and the defendant were good friends, and after Courtney's father passed away, she loaned the defendant money from her inheritance because she couldn't afford to feed her children. However, Courtney has yet to be repaid. Defendant Carrie Gonzalez admits that she and Courtney were good friends, and they always floated money to each other. Carrie claims she thought the money from Courtney was a gift, and she's countersuing her for an unpaid loan.
Start with you.
Well, Your Honor, good morning. I never thought that I would ever have to be here suing a friend. However, my character is that I'm a very giving and patient person. I help everybody out that I can. If my father got sick, he needed a kidney, I gave him one.
You loaned him one?
Well, I never got it back, and he passed away with it. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay.
But I was just going to the point of you being so giving, yet you sue when you don't get it back.
Yeah, I do.
Right. That's my point.
I do. Absolutely.
That's my point. So you're not so giving after all. You're very loaning.
I am loaning.
When you say that, say I loan, I don't give. Go ahead.
Well, I am, and I have girlfriends. We're all single moms. Okay. Carrie and I were neighbors. We moved into the same apartment complex back in 2003. She lived directly upstairs. Our children became friends. They were in the same class. As a result, she and I became pretty good friends. We were really close. We had this floating 20 between us. We would always help each other out. We paid each other back. There was never an issue. However, in November of 2007, I unfortunately found my father dead in his home.
Sorry to hear
it's okay. Needless to say, I did get an inheritance from my father's estate. And as my witness can attest, I didn't want to spend the money. I was weirded out by it completely. About May of 2008, I was having dinner over at Carrie's house with my kids. And she had mentioned that she was having some problems and needed a little bit of help. She had no, food coming in for the kids. Her car and her boyfriend's car were in danger of being repossessed. And I had the money. She knew I had the money. And of course, I'm going to offer it. So I offered it. I said, do you need a loan? And she said, yes, $800. Maybe a week later, Ms. Gonzalez came to me again stating that she had a 3-day pay or quit notice on for her apartment. So I gave her another $300 to keep them from losing their home.
When was she to repay you these things?
The agreement was that she was to get her stimulus check the following month. I don't know if you recall, the stimulus checks were to be released in June of last year.
I got mine. Go ahead.
I was supposed to be paid back with that. And because of that, I, of course, loaned her the money.
How long has it been?
A year.
Wow.
May of 2008.
All right, let me hear from you, ma'am.
What she said, Your Honor, is not correct. She's making herself out to be, she gives everything. But like she said, we are single moms, and she's never had anything to give up until that point. Yes, we did have the floating 20 because, to be honest, we are single moms.
What is that?
It was just money that we lent back and forth between the two of us.
The same 20?
Yes. It just kind of went back and forth.
All right, go ahead.
That was how it started. It's like our
floating 50, but it doesn't float back to you.
Right. You're right. Go ahead. And that's why you're going to be over there. Go ahead.
That's how it originally started between the two of us. There was never dates of when you had to have it back. It was always if and when you had it.
That's 20.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Correct.
This is 1,100.
Correct. I understand. But there was other money involved, Your Honor.
So give me some other examples.
In November of 2006, I showed up at Courtney's house, and her gas and electric was about to be shut off. And she stated that she had no food and if she could have some money. I asked her how much. She said $200 would do.
Never paid you back?
No, sir. I have not seen that money.
Did you ask her to pay you back?
No, because there was never anything stated. Just like, correct, sir.
Ma'am?
Just like with me, her night.
November of 06, did she give you $200?
She did. And she kissed me on the cheek and said, don't worry about it.
So what do you want to tell me about this loan?
When I contacted her in May and we were talking, I had no idea that she had received money from her father. Mm-hmm. The last time I had talked to her, it was still in probate and they didn't know what was going on. So it's not like I just showed up because I knew she had money. And that's how she's making it out to be.
That's not what I said, though.
Just tell me, because I didn't quite hear her say all that.
Yes, sir. The day that she showed up at my house, we made dinner. Our families had dinner together. And we were just talking, and I was telling her the things that were going on. And Ms. Clark looked at me and said, I will help you. She never stated that, oh, I'm going to loan you money and you have to pay me back with your stimulus check. Nothing was ever mentioned with a stimulus check, ever. And when I was explaining the situation with her, it had nothing to do with food for my children. My
How much
children
did
always
she
had
give or loan you?
There was 2 separate occasions. The first one was $800 that she gave me.
And the next
second
one was
was $300. It was about, I want to say a week, maybe 2 weeks later.
Okay. And she's never asked for repayment.
No, sir.
This is the first time you've heard that she wants some money.
When I talked to her in, I believe it was January, February.
You all hadn't been speaking since May of 08?
Well, a lot of times she would kind of disappear when she didn't want me to know what was going on or the things that she was doing.
Okay, what about when she wasn't disappearing?
I called her several times and I brought the records for that. And she never returned my phone calls.
Do you have any idea why?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any idea why?
No, I do not, sir.
Really?
I left her a message.
So for an entire year, you haven't been able to find out why?
Your Honor, no.
You haven't?
No.
All right. You want to ask her?
Last time. I asked her the one time that we did talk.
And what?
I even showed up at her house,
What did she
Your
say?
Honor. She said that had I left a voicemail that I had her money, she would have returned my phone calls.
Okay, so what did you say?
Explained. I told her that I did leave her voicemails.
Saying
I left her
what?
several voicemails to call me back so that I could get in contact with her.
So that you can get in contact with her to...
I didn't state anything about money on the message.
You didn't deny that you owed her? You didn't say, what are you talking about? I don't owe you any money. Where are you coming from with this?
Because honestly, Your Honor, I didn't know that it was that big of a deal. It never had been before in our
Even
friendship.
though she told you I haven't spoken to you for a year because you owe me? It didn't come to light then that it is a big deal.
That wasn't the reason that she disappeared, Your Honor. It had happened several times.
She told you that's why.
No, that's
you
not.
You just told me she told you. You said she told me she wouldn't return my call because I didn't say anything about giving her the money.
No,
that's
sir.
exactly what you told me, and that's exactly the reason she didn't call you back. You told me that.
No, Your Honor. She said that she was afraid I was going to ask her for more money.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. I never mentioned that.
$1,100 for the plaintiff. You're lying. Your claim is dismissed for perjury. Anything else you say, I will not believe. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I think her behavior towards me changed because she was doing illegal things that she didn't want me to know about, which is why she disappeared on several occasions, not just the one.
I didn't know you were my mom. Second of all, illegal things. What are you talking about? Talking about marijuana?
Yeah, the same marijuana that you admitted that you brought on the plane with you. That would be it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never admitted that, but okay.